Well, it's every bit of the game we expected. I mean, their inside game just really tests you, and you got to give a lot of credit to those guys for the way that they play. And hard-fought game, both teams. I think both teams really battled each other, and it was just a physical basketball game. We made some big shots. They made big shots. We were able to just make one more extra basket, and that was the difference in it. But again, you got to give a lot of credit to Gardner-Webb, and give a lot of credit to our team for a lot of resilience, and we made some very nice plays down the stretch.
Questions for players?
Warren, just take us through those big free throws at the end and what was going through your head at the line there.
Well, I was just trying to stick to my routine. I didn't want to think about the consequences of missing the shot. And, basically just focusing on the routine, and then eventually the shot will go wherever it goes, and it went into that.
What was the feeling watching those last 2 3-point attempts for them off the rim?
The first one we had a good contest, so I didn't feel that bad about it. Then the rebound, McBride had a wide open shot, and sort of my heart stopped for a couple seconds, but he ended up missing it, so it was a good feeling.
Badu, you had a really nice bounce back game today. How did you feel coming off yesterday's game, and just what was your motivation tonight?
I mean, the motivation was just that, my teammates took over yesterday. They played really well while I was playing bad. We got the game, so I came out today, trying to help them too. So it worked out.
How validating was that, hit those big threes down the stretch and to be a factor like you were?
It was really big, They found me on some wide open shot, and, I just had to make it.
You had lost both regular season games to Gardner-Webb. You didn't have much time to really prepare for them. What was the conversation, the talk coming into this game today?
This is normal preparation. You got the same keys for every game: transition, rebounding, and screen and roll defense. So really, we prepare ourselves for any situation we see. So we just had to decide what we were going to do today, and that was it. We was able to execute today.
Thoughts on playing Winthrop again now in the finals?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to get their best shot. They're going to try to come back. They're going to try to come here and, take what we took from them last year. So it's going to be a really good game.
Any other questions for the players? Thanks, guys. You may rejoin your teammates if you wish. We'll now take questions for Coach Ellis.
Coach, you went to Curtis and Jang early on. Was that part of your guys' game plan from the get-go to try and get them involved?
Yes. We felt like that it was going to be a game that was established with the inside game. We felt like we had to match it. We knew where they were going. We wanted to try to put the pressure to try to wear them down. We knew that it was going to end up being an inside battle because they were going to go at it, and we felt like we had to match it, and just to keep them working. And neither team quit fighting. It was just it was one of those championship fights down the stretch.
Hill ends up 2 of 13. Did you feel like you just had to be really, really physical with him and throw him off his rhythm?
We wanted to keep him off the deep block. He's left-handed. We wanted to take his left hand away. He might have been 2 for 13, but he sure got to the foul line enough. I mean, 19 free throws. That sure made up for a lot of that. So he's a load. He's a load. He's one of the better players in this league.
Coach, talking about the free throws, was it kind of hard to kind of keep the team focused on the goal, realizing that you weren't getting some of the calls that you should have gotten?
I'm not going to say we didn't get called. I think the officials did a pretty good job, to be honest with you. I mean, it's a tough game to call. There's so much physicality down low. It's just one of those games, kind of like an ACC, SEC, Big Ten, whatever conference. It's just one of those power games. And so there's going to be a lot of bumping and knocking. And you just got to play through those.
One thing Badu mentioned was taking Winthrop's chance to go to the NCAA tournament last year. Does this year kind of feel like it's your seed, your trip to take, and that Winthrop has a chance to take it from you?
Well, I don't think about those things. I don't know. I mean, we just got to come out and play. It's just too big of a game. We're in the championship finals. Both teams. What a conference it is, guys. I'll just say this: 11 teams have come in here, and they've, if people hadn't been able to see them, they got to see all 11 teams. And this league is very good. It is very, very good. I want to do everything that I can to give it the national recognition it deserves. These players deserve it. These coaches deserve it. I've been in some great leagues. I've done everything to go to the Final Four, and I can tell you this league deserves more credit than it gets. And for these two teams to come out tomorrow and play, out of those 11 teams, it's a compliment to both of them. But it's also a compliment to the teams like Gardner-Webb. And Gardner-Webb, I'll just say that, you saw the 7th seed in our league today. You saw the 7th seed. And, you know, there's a lot of teams in big leagues. I'd like to know where they would finish in our league in a round robin. I mean, I will just tell you that, because I've been there. It's not like, well, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I do know what I'm talking about. Bring them in. Bring them in. I'm not saying we're Duke. I'm not saying we're Kentucky. And I'm telling you what, you take those schools that they're all talking about sending to the NCAA tournament and all this, you know, they got to win. They're 10th seed. Bring them in. And a case in point is Davidson. Look what happened to Davidson. You know, look what happened to Davidson. They never got the credit that was due, but they came out and then people started recognizing who they are. Yeah, and they don't have to worry about winning in the tournament. Both these teams could go in the NCAA tournament. Whoever wins tomorrow can go in there and go. Unfortunately, probably only one team will go. But I'm going to do everything that I can to keep pushing that with regards to our league, because it's a very good basketball league. It's a very good basketball league.
Yesterday, Badu seemed to be a little bit in his own head. Did you have any conversations with him coming off that game or today?
Just be yourself. Just be yourself. Go play. Be yourself. We don't get caught up in that. Yesterday's over. This game right there is over. Done. Passed. Let me tell you how you choke. You choke if you look back in the rearview mirror. If you look ahead, you're going to choke. You think about that 4-foot putt. If you think you're going to miss it, it's already missed. That's just the way I think of choking. And we don't get into that. It's just stay in the moment. Present tense. No past, no future.
Cliff, did you sense a difference in your team this morning when you spoke to them before this game, prior to maybe the first 2 outings against Gardner-Webb, just because of the...
They knew what they needed to do. We knew what we needed to do. I just asked them, I said, okay, let's talk. This is kind of like, you guys just came off of midterms, kind of like, what do you call them, cramming for exam? What do you call that at the end of when you're trying to get everything in for finals and you, like I was, you waited till the last minute?
Cram session.
Cram session.
That's what you're going
I said, we had a cram session. I said, you talk. You know, save me some energy. You talk. They're bigs. They're bigs. I said, A, that's right. Transition, A, B, C. They already knew it. They already knew it. I stayed up 3 o'clock in the morning, but I already had my check mark. They already knew it. Just a few things I had to tell them. You know.
Coach, talk just a little bit about the matchup tomorrow with Winthrop and seeing them in the finals again.
Well, you know, I haven't had a lot of time, Kelsey, to think about it, but knowing Winthrop and having played them, and they're another team that beat us. Their 3 perimeter are very good players, but they've got very good players inside that are role players. Man, what a year that Moore and Smith and Johnson, those guys have had. I mean, what a great year. That's a very good basketball team. A very good basketball team. So, you know, our thoughts, as soon as we get through with all this, we'll start thinking about Winthrop. We'll move on.